like, wow, what's happening? And then people told me, okay, it's good now, you're in meme culture. You're famous, you're popular, people want to write about you. There are few films which really pushes you in that black hole. You want to come out and get done with it.
Tell me, how do you process something like this?
I'm the kind of person who will always keep my chin up. Yeah.
Raj, it's so lovely to have you in the FC studio. I feel like it's been too long.
It's been a while, yes.
Hannah?
I'm so glad we're doing this, yeah.
And I think we are now going into the season of Rajkummar Rao.
Hopefully.
Hannah, you have of course Srikanth, but you also have Mr. and Mrs. Mahi. We got a date announcement for Vicky Vidya ka wo wala video. Kya baat hai? I was like, all the W's and the V's are going to get mangled there. But what an exciting...
This three part 2 also.
I can't wait.
Nami kafi hai types.
You know that when I went to the office, I went into Amar's cabin, and there is the Strika putla over there, and I took a photo with it.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm a big admirer. 3 is August.
3 is August. Yeah.
Right. So you have this amazing lineup. Does it feel like a kind of a critical time for you as an actor? Or Raj, now after more than 10 years, innumerable awards, including the National Award, are you in a more Zen-like space? Like, do you disconnect from all of it?
I do, and I also don't. Both ways. There are days when I'm very Zen-like, but mostly I'm very Zen-like. I would say that. This is 80-20 ratio. 20, I would just say, because of course, everybody wants their films to work. But for me, my biggest high is to be on that set. And now that, because we are here for Srikanth, so like to be on that set and to be Srikanth throughout the day, that gives me the immense amount of happiness. And then of course you make a good film also, then you're like, my work is done. Yeah. Now nothing is in my control, I cannot do anything. Rest everything is, I think this film will have its own journey. It's for the people to decide and to watch. But I'm slightly hopeful for this film. I think it's very aspirational, and thankfully a lot of people give us 12th fail example. I feel so happy. I feel so happy when a good film works, because that gives hope to so many people. Yeah. So it's great that 12th fail did what it did, because that's why Srikanth, now people are hopeful that oh wow, that one did well, and this is on the same, that aspirational and an underdog story. So this might also do well.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful then there'll be 10 more Srikanths and 12th fails.
Yeah.
But then there are days, of course, where I sit back and think that, 3 is also coming. The last one was such a big success. This one hopefully will also do well. Yeah, we made a good film. I think we'll do well. That internal conversation, that happens sometimes.
But wo hota rehta hai.
It's very natural. Yeah.
Raj, to me, you're one of the finest actors we have.
Thank you.
Genuinely. And I was looking at your IMDb page, right? You have 67 credits as an actor. And I look at the consistency. Every year you will give us 1-2 characters who are, who just stay with you. I mean, I loved what you did as Pana Tipu in Guns and Gulabs. Before that, as Surya Kumar in Bheed. The year before that, there's Monica, Oh My Darling. And Badhai Do, Shardul in Badhai Do is just, what a character. For many years, I was in love with Alu from Ludo, right? So I think what you do and how you do it is just exemplary, which is why I've found the last few days and the noise around you really heartbreaking. Because why are they talking about plastic surgery when you are a man who with immense talent, and it's not today or tomorrow. I mean, you've done this now for more than 10 years. Tell me, how do you process something like this when it happens? Again, does it bother you, or are you in that space where you know that this is a news cycle, or ab ye khatam ho jayegi and I will go on, because you've done this for so long?
Well, actually a lot of people, first time when it started, I also looked at that picture and I felt, this is weird, because that you're seeing me now, people are seeing me now. I don't look like that guy in that picture. Like, this is weird. Has someone done something to this image? Because it's too clean to be believable. But then the noise started, and it just spread like wildfire. And I was like, wow, what's happening? And then people told me, okay, it's good now, you're in meme culture. It means you're famous, you're popular, people want to write about you. So good, don't worry about it. And also because I know my truth. I haven't done it.
Yeah.
So, why should I feel... If I would have done it also, I wouldn't have felt guilty.
Correct.
Because
It's
it
your
was my
choice.
decision.
Yeah.
I have not done it also.
Huh.
So I'm like, I have not done it. People are writing about it. That's okay. And then, of course, a couple of days back, there were some interviews lined up and everybody wanted to know about this. And I gave my answer. Being an honest guy, I said, yeah, I did what I had to do 9 years back.
Yeah.
Not like in the middle of a shoot. I'm shooting for a film right now, Vicky Vidya. In the middle of a shoot, I would go and do something. 9 years back, I did that. On one picture, in 14 years, you have never seen an image like this. On one picture, you just want to create this hoopla.
Yeah.
I said, fine, because maybe you want those views and you want your likes. Fine, it doesn't bother me. Because I know eventually it's the work people will talk about.
Absolutely.
And that is the most important thing to me. Because I'm still the same person. I am still the same actor. I'm still as hungry as I was 10 years back. So it doesn't matter to me, honestly, after a while.
You can disconnect.
I can disconnect, totally disconnect. And I'm the kind of person who will always keep my chin up. Yeah.
High five for that one. I love it. But tell me, I've always heard women talk about the pressure there is and how they get judged constantly and how, I remember one interview years ago with Paranidhi. She told me about how she was at a friend's house and she was just there late at night and she came out and there were all these photographers come and, the pictures went out. She was wearing some chappals and then that was circled and, oh my God, this is the footwear, all that stuff. What is the pressure like for men?
It's the same.
Really?
It's the same. Yeah. I don't think so. It's any different. Like if you go out, maybe not this bad way to talk about your chappals, but it's the same. Like if one wrong picture, because it has happened to me recently, so I know. One wrong angle, one wrong picture, one wrong moment captured on camera, and people would just talk about it for no reason. Like I don't know how it became like this. It was never like this.
Yeah.
Now when you go to the airport, you wonder, what if they are babs, yaar? I'm not carrying my cap and it's a bad hair day. The picture will come and then there'll be comments, bad comments. So that pressure is there, which is so weird, right?
It is.
It's so weird. And but saying that, also I would say our paps are still very, very sweet. If you tell them, listen guys, please don't click today. I'm like, it's just, I didn't know you guys would be here. So they understand. But still, you never know. But the pressure is there. I wouldn't deny that. Like अगर मेरा बस चले तो जैसे मैं अपने घर पे रहता हूँ ना, boxers और vest में, that's how I would be throughout the day in my shorts and vest. But yeah, sadly you can't, because now people are just looking at you. They are waiting for that one wrong moment, wrong image to come out so that they can have their share of fun.
And the talent is not a buffer against all of this?
I think these are two different identities. Your talent, your work, that speaks for itself. There's a definitely, because also I got so much of love in these last couple of days. Like there's so many people reached out to me that, we don't care. It's your life. We love you as an actor. We'll always love you. And I'm talking about directors, big YouTubers, influencers in their own, sweet गाली गलौज language. कहती इनकी ये वो आप छोड़ो, आप अपने काम पे ध्यान दो. And saying that you're looking better. और क्यों? इनके लिए थोड़ी चाहिए होगी आप. It's like, yeah, sure, man. But thank you. Sweet of you. But yeah, talent, I think, is something else altogether. It has nothing to do with your personal life. Your personal life is a different scenario. Yeah, as it's in art and the artist. Yeah. So art is different. People would watch it. But in your personal life, what else are you doing? I'm sure there's a section of an audience out there who's sitting, faceless people, right? Or sitting out there who have nothing to do, would just troll, like as you said, Paranidhi, or I'm sure we have seen it in the past. They would just troll people. They have nothing better to do. That's why they're called trollers, right? Yeah.
चलिए काम पे ध्यान देते हैं.
काम पे ध्यान देते हैं.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Srikanth. This era of playing a visually impaired person, you've had landmark performances, right? There was Nasir Saab in Sparsh.
Yeah.
There's Al Pacino in Scent of a Woman.
Yeah.
Just like incredible performances. How did you prep? How did you get into it?
I saw Sparsh, of course.
As research?
Not as research. Long back in FTI also,
Okay.
like one or two times I've seen it, of course, in awe of his performance there. Then, of course, Scent of a Woman, Al Pacino won an Oscar for that. Again, great performance. When Srikanth came to me, I was scared. I was scared to portray a visually impaired person.
Also, because Hindi films have also done very bad.
Very, very badly. Of
You
course,
know,
you
like-
wear those two big white lenses, and then all you wear just
or you're just looking up in the
looking
sky
up in
or
the
something.
sky,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
you do this and keep look up and do this.
Yeah.
This is a very conventional,
Yeah.
old school,
Bilkul.
acting.
Huh.
But I thought, of course, that was never the case. कि ये तो करना ही नहीं है. ये तो हम जब mimic dumb charades में करते हैं.
Correct.
है ना, to tell people कि oh, about a visually impaired person. Yeah.
Huh.
So I thought, how to do it now? How to start? So I started with spending time with real visually impaired people. So I started spending time in blind schools and spent hours there talking to a couple of blind people there, and then started recording them. And what I realized was, because my also first thought was, as an actor, if I would have to go and give an audition for a blind person before Srikanth, I would do the same. I would look in at one point with some dead eyes and would keep looking there without moving my eyeballs. And that's the most obvious way. Somebody would talk to me, I'll just turn like this. Yeah, okay. That's how you'll play,
Yeah.
That's the first thought. I said, okay, let me just go and meet now. Let's see how it happens. And then I realized out of 20 people I must have met, only one was like this. And 19 were constantly moving their eyeballs, moving their face, facial muscles. And I found that very exciting. I thought this is something new, because I didn't know anyone before that. So I thought this is exciting. Maybe I should try this, because this will be new, something which we've not seen before in a visually impaired character. And then I met Srikanth, and he did the same. I was like, great, he's my guy. I'm going to portray his life. He's doing this. I'm going to do this. And then, of course, it came with a lot of practice. And I decided that, with this film, which I always want to do with all my films whenever I get an opportunity, but this film gave me that chance that you reach on set, you are Srikanth, till you pack up. Because I could not just between action and cut do those, eyeball movements and those eyebrows and then be okay. I thought, let me do it in life so that it comes naturally to me.
So you're wearing these lenses.
One lens on the left eye. Because the kid who played younger Srikanth, he's also a visually impaired boy. Everybody around me actually, who's a visually impaired person, is actually a visually impaired person. So he had one white little dot in his left eye. So we thought we have to now, of course, continue. It can't be like, bada okay, अरे ये कहाँ चले गया? White जो एक dot था. So for that I wore one lens in my left eye. But apart from that, nothing. But then I told myself that, okay, I can't see anything. And that's about it. I cannot see anything. If I would fall, I would fall. So that,
But sorry, the lens was not clouding your vision.
No.
So you could see. You know how you also hear about actors
yeah.
who actually put in lenses so they can't see.
Correct. They block their vision.
They block their vision, right? So you're saying you could see, but mentally
I told
you
myself,
couldn't see.
I couldn't see. So that's a mystery. A lot of people ask me, because on set, people were helping me to go from point A to point B. If I'm sitting in this room, the shot is in the other room, they would come and take me. I would hold their hand and go with them. So they would ask me, sir, आपको सच में नहीं दिख रहा है, sir? Sir, I'll tell you after, once we're done with filming. Of course, I could see, I could have a sense, but I told myself कि no, मुझे नहीं दिख रहा है.
And so even in lunch break, you were in character.
Yeah. It's fun. That's what we want to do, right? Those are the people we have heard stories of, right? Like Om Saab in pulling those rickshaw in Calcutta, or Robert De Niro driving taxis in New York, or Daniel Day-Lewis doing these things. So we want to do that. And whenever, of course, I got an opportunity in this film and a couple of my earlier films, I love it. Yeah. That's what we live for.
What did you, Raj, not imagine at all? For those of us who can see, what do we completely not understand about those people who can't?
So there are categories, like there are A and B and C. A are like 100% blind, B are like visual, partially impaired, and C is like partially impaired but also lost it like in last couple of years. So he is 100% blind since birth. So that's very tough. That is tough. But when you meet Srikanth in life, you won't believe that he actually can't see, because he's so confident. He's so confident about everything. He would just get up and start walking without realizing that he might bang into that door. But he's that confident. What we cannot understand is how normal they are. Our first human reaction to when we hear or meet a visually impaired person is, so sad, yeah, let me help him.
Correct.
They don't need your help. They are very normal. They are very capable to do everything. That's what we are trying to tell in our film. All they need is an opportunity, because they are very much capable. They do everything that we do. Like when I used to sit in those blind schools, I would see, like, lunch would happen. I would just sit in one corner just to see. They would come on their own, of course, touching the wall. They exactly know where they have to sit. They would sit, have their lunch. They would ask for some more, say, sabzi, and somebody would come serve. They would pick up their plates, go back, put it in the basin, go out to their libraries or whatever they're doing. So normal. Nobody's there to, अरे देख के थोड़ा right में, left में CD है ये. It's like, great. They don't want your sympathy. All they want is opportunities.
Yeah. I want to speak more about this method acting, right? With you, Raj, the stories have always been from the beginning. You know, what you did for that Shahid scene, the jail scene, and what the things that went on. I remember you had said for Omerta that Patralekha was actually afraid of who you had become, because you had gone into such a dark space, you know, the weight loss for Trap, the weight gain for Bose. So you followed this from the beginning. Now, there is, however, some kind of, there is a polarized view on this whole kind of idea of acting, right? And I saw an interview with Brian Cox, the Succession star, and he said, I want to read this out, that I don't hold a lot of the American shit having to have a religious experience every time you play a part. It's crap. What's your view on this?
I think each to his own. Everybody would find their own process. I'll give you another example. Somebody asked Daniel Day-Lewis, I was seeing one of his rare interviews. Somebody asked him, because this is a very famous, of course, incident of Sir Laurence Olivier telling, I think Dustin Hoffman,
try acting, because he was supposed to come running, and then he's panting, yeah. Yes.
And then he was actually running out of the stadium. I said, what are you doing? He said, I want to come and I actually want to, like, make it very real. And he said, try acting. Somebody asked this to Daniel Day-Lewis, and he said, what do you have to say? Because the audience was laughing, ha ha ha. And Daniel said something so beautiful. He said that, I don't know the exact word, but something on the lines of, okay, I feel sad that how Sir Lawrence has not really tasted how it actually feels when you do it so deeply. So I think my answer would be that. Brian Cox is a legend. I love him, but he has his own process, and every actor would have his own process. No two actors would say, okay, we approach it the same way. No two actors. So I think you have to find your process. Like, this process won't work in Stree. That's about having fun with your lines. That's about having fun in a scene, improvising with your co-actor. That won't work here. But this will work in Srikanth, in Trapped, or Newton, or Bose, or Shahid, or Omerta. So yeah, you have to see what kind of film that is, the one that you're getting in. So accordingly, you change your process.
You switch it up.
Yeah.
I read this, speaking of Daniel Day-Lewis, there's this lovely, I think they had done a profile of him, and there was, I think, Time magazine or one of those magazines, and one of his co-stars asked him that, like, why do you do it like this? Staying in character the whole time for My Left Foot, etc. And he said, I'm not a good enough actor to do it any other way. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Which I thought was just stunning. Like, it made my hair stand. He's like, I'm just not good enough to do it any other way.
He's being humble.
Okay, but let me read out to you something Natalie Portman said. Okay, and she's, of course, an Oscar-winning actor. Yeah. She said, I've gotten very into roles, but I think method acting's honestly a luxury that women can't afford. I don't think that children or partners would be very understanding of me making everyone call me Jackie Kennedy all the time.
This is during Actors on Actors for May, December?
This could be. This could be.
I saw this. Yeah.
So, I mean, do you think that plays in, like, gender plays a role here?
Tough, because I haven't really experienced something like that in personal life, or have seen something like that. But if you're on that stature, like, I'm sure Natalie Portman is, she's on that level that she can afford to do this. But yeah, I think she's talking also about having kids at home, right?
Yeah, then you can't stay in character or be in that mode.
That's true. Yeah, it can be tough. It can get tough. In that case, I think what you have to do, what I would do is I would be my character on set. But once I come back home, subconsciously I'll think about my character, but I'll be present for my family. I won't be like, don't talk to me.
And you can compartmentalize like that?
Yeah, I can.
And switch off. Like when you're in the car on the way home, you switch off.
I think if it's a physical trait, then it's slightly easier.
Yeah.
But if it's like Omerta, that happened. Even when I used to come back to my hotel, my mind would work like that. It would be so hard and so dark. But when it comes to physical trait like Srikanth, I can be Srikanth physically on set for those 13 hours. And once I come back home, I'll be Raj. Yeah. So that can work.
So
in my case,
Patralika doesn't have those, I remember Deepika saying that every few months Ranveer is a new person. So Patralika doesn't have those issues. You're the same Raj when you're home.
I'm the same Raj when I'm home. But in few films, as she mentioned, Omerta, there are few films which really pushes you in that black hole where you want to come out and get done with it. Yeah.
Raj, you're also one of the sort of early and few actors who were kind of the bridge between mainstream and sort of left of mainstream, right? You've never been slotted in that certain, okay, no, he's only good for that. You've done it all. You've done the song and dance, you've done the Newtons. What do you make of the landscape today, especially the last few weeks? It's been really a tough scenario for Hindi cinema. The big movies haven't worked, but neither have the mid-budget and the small budget ones. Do you think about these things, or are you just focused on what you do?
No, it's very natural to think about it. I think you have to make a good film. Eventually, that's what matters. It might start slow. Again, I would give 12 Failure example. Even for that matter, Madgaon Express. Kunal is a dear friend.
Yeah.
It started slow, but
what a fun film
he's made.
Yeah.
And he's that guy. Again, it started very slow, but even now the shows have increased. In its, I think, 4th week now, it has increased. So I think if you make a good film, eventually it will find its way. But you have to make a good film. That's given. You cannot be like, let's make a project, and then because people want to see this. We don't know what people want to see. Yeah. They want to see what they want to see. They know it. Yeah.
So when this whole, through the pandemic, this whole conversation about, now they will come only for big films or they'll come only for a certain event movie type of thing. Did you have, Raj, any kind of a existential sort of crisis about okay, where do I fit in?
No, I honestly don't think like that. I want to focus on my work, as I said, earlier. I want to focus on my work. I want to just be happy doing that, and the rest everything I don't really think about. Where would I fit in? What's going to happen to me now? It's like, काम तो आ रहा है, अच्छा है, अच्छा काम हो रहा है, working with good people, in good stories. That's the reason we came to the city, right? And that is happening. So I think a lot of gratitude and nothing else.
And do the sort of market, the noise and the market conditions, does it ever impact on the films you choose? Are you choosing purely by instinct?
Purely by instinct. Of course, Mr. and Mrs. Mai, again, a beautiful film. Film I'm very, very proud of, honestly. And Striya, of course, because it's my franchise, and it's so much fun doing horror comedy. Vicky Vidya is a super funny film. It's my most commercial, I would say, comedy. Because Raj genuinely is a great writer.
Yeah.
I was zapped. I would ask him questions, and this is, I think, his funniest script till date. I have a feeling. I would ask him some कि इस पे कुछ बताओ ना, कुछ में यहाँ पे कुछ. He would give you 3 punches then and there. ये बोल सकता है, I was like, what? How do you have this talent? But my humor. My humor is not buffoonery.
Right.
My humor is Three, Bareilly, Ludo. Those are the kind of comedies I like, even watching. But I was like, wow, this guy is so talented, man. So I think, so it's again a decision because I really wanted to try one hardcore commercial comedy, how it happens. So I had a lot of fun. But whatever I'm choosing I'm being very, very conscious, working with some great mind, whatever I'm doing next also. Working in good stories with like-minded people, yeah, that is very, very important. Yeah.
But there's no, it's literally like you respond to a script and you will do it irrespective of whether you think or you don't even go into chalegi, nahi chalegi, ye kuch nahi hai.
That nobody knows, na?
Yeah, nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows. वो तो किसी को पता ही नहीं है क्या चलेगा. We have seen, of course, there's so many examples in past. जो हमें लगता था कि ये तो बहुत चलेगी और नहीं चलेगी.
Correct.
इसका तो कुछ नहीं होगा. Oh, ये तो बहुत चल गई. Yeah, my own films 3 on Newton और बरेली, like हाँ ठीक है, ठीक ठाक रहेगी. But what? Yeah, did such great numbers.
Yeah. Well, what can you tell us about Stree 2? I loved Stree Raksha Karna.
वो स्त्री रक्षा करना. वो स्त्री रक्षा तो करेगी. Same world, I think. Same world, same people. It's bigger for sure. But same दुनिया. कुछ नहीं बदला है. I think वो जो soul थी उस फिल्म की वो इसमें भी है. I remember मैं और श्रद्धा हम लोग जब चंदेरी पहुंचे थे शूट करने और अमर हम तीनों बैठे थे and we were looking same locations because same place we were staying in and we were looking at the same spot like and there was this constant smile on our faces because we were thinking reliving those moments. अरे यहाँ पे बैठे थे अरे यहाँ से तो आई थी ना श्रद्धा ये क्या था. Just fun. Stree will always be such a special memory.
Yeah.
It's bigger and that I can tell you.
Raj, are you as an actor very different from the guy who did LSD?
Definitely I've grown. I've definitely grown as an actor. Also because I've lived 14 years after that, So you gain that much of experience from life also. And I think life teaches you the most about any art form. So my life has taught me a lot more than who I was 14 years back. So yeah, I've definitely grown as an actor. Now when I look back my earlier films like Shahid, now if I have to do them again, I think there would be a different take
really?
On those characters. Yeah. For that moment, that was I did it with utmost sincerity and full honesty. But now I think because now I'm a different guy, so it'll be a different take maybe.
But you're not the basic instincts and the way you approach your characters is more or less the same.
It's the same, yeah. That is the same. The only thing is, as I said, कि life का वो 14 साल का experience मिल गया है.
Right.
जो नहीं था पहले. So वो experience में अभी I can add a lot more to my characters. I've lived more. I've seen more people. I've traveled more. So things open up. Yeah.
What about negotiating the film industry? Are you also now, after 14 years, sort of more, more of an expert at that? Just the politics, the noise?
No, not at all.
What
because I work, I come back home, and then I chill. Yeah, so मुझे कुछ आता नहीं उसके अलावा. I don't understand the politics. Yeah, I've seen it, of course. I've seen it firsthand. People replacing me, and because somebody else wanted to do it, and I've seen it with my friends getting replaced. But like, okay, yeah, it happens. Yeah, what to do?
तो अब गुस्सा भी नहीं आता?
गुस्सा तब भी नहीं आता था.
अच्छा?
कोई फायदा नहीं गुस्सा करके because I think it will just frustrate you and I don't want to live with angst. I don't want to live with frustration. I'm a happy soul. I am very positive when it comes to my life and I want to live that way. I think that's a great space to be in. Do work with good people. Be a part of amazing stories. Come back home. Me and Patra goes for work. She comes back home. Both of us with our Gaga and now two new more. Lucy and Luchi, babies. Small ones. So yeah, we're happy in our world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why bother with
politics? ये है ना सब जो ये सब करते हैं उनका काम है ना फोटोज को फोटोशॉप करो ये करो वीडियो बनाओ.
Correct. थोड़ी सी आवाज करो ये वो.
Correct. Yeah. Especially now in this deep fake and AI world, I don't know what's going to happen.
I know. Yeah. My God. Is that something that scares you?
It is scary. It is very scary and it's going to increase. It's
if
not
you're a public
stop.
person.
Yeah. It is scary. Yeah, when I saw those initial images of, especially female actors, it can get very scary. Yeah. And I hope people get educated, people understand because people believe what they see on social media. Now, I hope, we start educating them that everything that you see on social media is not true. Yeah.
Do you also cut off from social media to protect
I'm not too active on social media, to be honest. I'm only on Instagram. I don't use my Twitter. I think I'm on Twitter, but I don't use it. I haven't touched it for many years. I think maybe I use once or twice a year maximum. But
And
Instagram,
this is a conscious choice.
conscious choice. I'm not on Facebook at all. Instagram also, early morning when I'm having my coffee, for 10 minutes, I would see Instagram, YouTube and NDTV. For news, entertainment and for acha kya chal raha hai latest. That's it. But I'm not somebody who would just sit and keep scrolling.
Yeah.
Like I started rewatching Godfather last night, and that's what I was watching while coming here. I think I want to, because I want to always be inspired, by watching great film, great performances, listening to good podcasts. Yeah, that's more beneficial than just keep scrolling.
Please stay inspired so that you can keep inspiring us.
Thank you. Yes.
And if you're looking for inspiration, I want to highly recommend watching Fahad Fasil in Avesham.
Avi?
Who is just astounding.
Yeah. Fahad is a dear friend and I wait for his films.
Yeah, so this is the one to see after. But you are so busy for the next few months.
No, I take out time to watch films.
Really?
I watch one film a day for sure.
Acha?
Yeah.
That's very impressive. One a day? That's like my ambition, but life gets in the way.
No, I watch it. I make sure I have to watch one film a day.
Oh, you're doing better than me.
Like last Chamkila I've seen, I think, thrice already.
Really?
Yeah. I'm in love with that film.
Yeah.
And Diljit. But he also is great.
Yeah.
Diljit, some moments.
He's just fantastic. He's just incredible. And
आत्मा निकाल के दे दिया उसने.
और Raj, when you talk to him, it's like, नहीं मैंने क्या किया, मैं तो सेट पे चला गया.
मैंने देखा इंटरव्यू कि मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है कैसे होता है, जो which can be true also knowing him. But he's just, I think something, as he was saying in one of his podcasts, कुछ 2020 में कुछ तो हुआ है which has changed him as a person for good. I'm glad it happened because बहुत ही ज़्यादा purity है, बहुत like चमकीला. I think अमर सिंह और कोई कर ही नहीं सकता था better than him.
No, it's unimaginable.
Sometimes you feel you see a film कि अरे यार काश एक एक्टर में मुझे मिलता, but चमकीले से कि नहीं आप ही हो. Thank God आपको मिला.
Well, I can't wait to see all your movies.
Thank you.
And especially Stree.
Thank you.
Have fun and really looking forward to Srikanth.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raj.
Thank you.